Hello Duelist Juggernaut, my name is Yugian, and welcome back to day 7 of the 12 days of content. Yes, I really do apologise for day 6, for coming out a day early, but I hope today's video makes up for it, because we have a ryzeal list that is kind of jank, obviously, as you can see on screen. Yeah, ryzeal, people's, raging that Fiendsmith ryzeal's the best, it will basically break the meta. No, it won't. My friend, what's it? Team Exodus member Lex, aka Zero, shout out to him, tested a Fiendsmith ryzeal list. IRL, though didn't have all the cards for it and had some of the engine, he realised the technicality and the problems with the deck. It's either very much you rely on luck to have both pieces to go full combo, or you're kind of fucked literally from turn 1. Because you either go down one line or another, which kind of doesn't help the deck itself. So this list has been cooked up since like what, October, November-ish time. So obviously before ryzeal came out, and I was doing a lot of playtesting with this sort of stuff. So we have timethief ryzeal being, yes, very weird, and if you guys did see the YCS, obviously, videos, well, I say videos, the fucking live stream they did. Yeah, there was some guy playing Goku, what's it? The Sue ships and the ryzeals together, which is really fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie. But this list is a custom list on my own, no, tutorials or anything, just me doing my thing. So, let's really get into this. So, for hand traps, we basically have like 2 Nibiru, 2 Ash, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Droll, 2 Effect Failures, as well as 2 Infinite Impermanents. Now, there's a good reason why there's 2 of everything, because every hand trap in this deck basically counters everything in the meta, but also what counters ryzeal most. And there's a key thing here, because we have something like Crossout Designator. In other words, declare a name, banish 1 card from deck, for your main deck, negate the effect of all activated card effects of that monster with the same original name until the end of the turn. Which basically means, with ryzeal, you can go full combo, and your opponent can't do fuck all against you, which is really fucking good, in my personal opinion. So that's why I play 2 of like every hand trap, and I specifically only play 2 of every hand trap, except 1, but we'll get to that one in just a little bit. So for actual timethief stuff, we have timethief winder, basically detaching material from an Xyz monster, special summon it for free. It's just basically another way to prevent your normal summon. And if this card is summoned, you can add any timethief card from your deck to the hand. Of course, we're playing this guy at free because, he's a psychic monster, so he can't technically be searched in the deck. But you can still do massive draw power to get to him. And you'll have either 1 or 2 cards. You'll either get something like Timethief Hack. Basically, if this is like going second, go for Timethief Hack. Then during the turn that any Xyz monster is special summoned, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and also cannot be targeted with them by card effects. So in other words, it basically is just an onboard protection of all Xyz monsters summoned that turn. Yes, unfortunately, it can still be tributed by Nib, but stuff like Ghost Ogre, stuff like Effect Veiler, literally Ash Blossom, can't really stop the deck, so they then have to go for Nibiru and Droll and Lockbird just to stop the deck. But even then, you've still pretty much got full combo. And one card I believe to actually be the saviour of this list being Timethief Retrograde. Now, ryzeal's main problem is specifically spells and traps. Yes, you have Detonator, but you can just activate a Dark Ruler no more. Obviously, people are like, but yeah, with Fiendsmith, you can activate something to respond, and then go, Desiree. Okay, but like, problem there, and a massive problem there, you're then having to waste resources to stop 1 card. Whereas with Retrograde, you literally only need 1 card to stop literally either Dark Ruler no more, evenly match, fucking what, like, even what, Raigeki, which ryzeal doesn't really struggle with, but even just, board wiping potential from spells and traps. Literally just the Onslaughter. Basically, if your opponent activates a spell or trap, While you control Time Thief Xyz, negate the activation. If you do, attach that card to a Time Thief Xyz monster you control. Now, again, that in itself is quite powerful because you can get rid of a spell. You can negate like something like Dark Ruler and then attach it to your monster. So we have two options for your Time Thief Xyz, being obviously Redoer himself, i.e. I think the only Time Thief card people remember. Basically, during each standby phase, attach one card from your opponent's deck to yours. Bear in mind, this is during the standby phase, so either your opponent's. Then you can detach up to 3 material with a different type, depending on whether the type of it is, depends on the effect. So monster, banishes card to the end phase, spell card, draw a card, trap card, place one face-up card on your opponent's field, controls to the top of the deck. In other words, if you negate something like Dark Ruler, you have an automatic draw in your opponent's turn, as well as banishing it since you're using monsters. But we also have something like Time Thief. Now, I'm going to butcher this apparently. Perpetua, yes. It's basically during the standby phase, detach material from this card, special one Time Thief monster from graveyard. And then quick effect, you can target one of the face-up Xyz monster you control, attach one Time Thief card from your deck to that card as material. So basically, you can even give your Desiree fucking material, which in itself is fucking stupid, because it says any Xyz monster, which is pretty fucking funny. But them two Time Thieves basically sort out your entire Time Thief engine. And I'm going to be honest, you can get Redoer out with ryzeal so fucking easy. I mean, so fucking easy, it's like not even a joke. So that's actually the main ryzeal stuff that you probably came for. Obviously 3 ice because, you know, normal summon potential and special summon. Even to get around stuff like Contact C or Flying C. You know, any annoying cards that basically prevent you from special summoning like these monsters. Obviously triple sword because, you know, again, it's just an amazing 1-card combo in itself. So is ryzeal. Basically just send something like Mirror Logic, special summon it, then full combo from there. And obviously the 1 node, because I'm not gonna lie, node is like the weakest link, and I was considering at one point to probably just drop it, completely. But because how node is like really resource like recovery manageable, yeah, just keep it at 1. You might see it because Yu-Gi-Oh, but you know what, sod it. Obviously pot of prosperity, or as I call it, or pop for short. Basically, banish 3 to 6 cards, execute top card of deck, add 1 card to hand, rest goes to the bottom of the deck. Very standard, obviously at 1 because, you know, ban list. Triple bonfire because, let's be realistic, this is basically one of your best starters. So you get like, what, 12 starters in the deck just from that alone. ryzeal plugin is quite good, especially for current both Xyz monsters like Time Thieves, like bring back your Reader if it's been destroyed, or just another ryzeal. From either graveyard or banish from it, and then attach 1 ryzeal card from your deck to a rank 4 Xyz monster you control. Bear in mind, this is any rank 4 you summon. So you could pretty much just bring back Redoer, attach a spell, then draw for an extra card, which is pretty fucking funny. Obviously, play at 2. Obviously, well, in this list you play at 2. Most lists I will play at 1 because of Fiendsmith needing a shit ton of cards to actually fit into the deck. But with Time Thief, it's literally just 5 cards in main, 2 cards in extra. Nothing else. You don't need 6 cards in extra for Fiendsmith, and then like, what, I think it's like 10, I think it's like 8 for like the Fiendsmith main. So that's kind of a lot of like resource management you're trying to go into. Then plus hand traps. Then a really weird thing that not many people agree with me on is 2 ryzeal cross. The reason why 2 is because if you start with 1 in hand, you pretty much just have a on resolution negate and then just return 2 ryzeals to the bottom of the deck and then draw. In other words, it is just simple resource management material, which ryzeal is kind of good at, especially with recursion. You always got Gravedigger's Trapple because, I'm not gonna lie, you play Holotail in this list, and because of Holotail, you also play the ryzeal Plasma Hole. In other words, just pop 2 for free. Or what you can also do is add it to hand from Duo Drive, send it to graveyard for one of your ryzeal effect, then shuffle it back in, then put it back into deck. So then Refugio is then still live, which is pretty funny. So for extra deck options, you got stuff like Mirrorlogical Aggregator. I only use one because I don't have two, so one it is. Basically, it's an imperm on legs. You don't really care about its on summon. It's just if it's sent to grave, negate. Negate target one face up card in the field, negate it. So this can be spells, traps, monsters, whatever. 2 detonators, because let's be realistic, detonators are like your best card in the deck. So you have to play more than one. Number 104, Masquerade, because let's be realistic, we're getting 7 Tachyon in like a couple of months. I know I've obviously had my rant on 7 Tachyon, but even then, it's just a great sort of Tempai counter, just to negate activation in the battle phase, especially if it's just Chandra, because it then fucks up their entire strategy, which is pretty fucking funny. And then you just negate the effect and just burn them for game anyway, so it's, you know. Not you yet. We got one of... Hang on. Next we have number 69, aka the best number. In other words, this is amazing against the matchup, because this card is special summoned. Negate all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. Then you can target one of Xyz monster face from the field. It becomes that monster's name and then gains its effect. So basically, you have a walking detonator on wheels, if you like. Obviously not with the attack power, but obviously, you know. This was like in the list before. Obviously, the Heraldry Crest stuff got announced for, you know, because of its attack names and stuff. But other than that, this monster itself is kind of good for Xyz decks, especially with rank 4 toolbox. I don't see why not many people play it. Of course, we've got 2 Duo Drive, because a lot of people have been cutting it down to 1. I don't see why, because in the grind game, it's always better to have 2. I'm not joking when I say this, it's always just better to have like 2 of your extra deck monsters. Whenever it comes down to a deck being a grind game, like Mimighoul or ryzeal, just have 2, it'd be easier. We've also got number 41, Babushka, because, you know, funny drunken man. And yes, this is the alt heart from Japan. In the TCG, we have Pillows. And he's very tired. Next, we have Star Legion, the Photon Blaster Dragon, which is just basically protect all basic monsters with 2,000 more attack from card effects and can't be destroyed. Prevent them from being targeted, and they can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So basically, if you don't have Winder, just get this out. But I'm gonna be honest, you kind of want to hack anyway, because hack's good. Next, we got Abyss Dweller, because, yeah, against Fiendsmith, this fucks them completely over. The attached material, your opponent can't activate any card effects in the graveyard, so shut down their Lyria, they can't even go full Fiendsmith combo. Pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. We've also got, obviously, number 60, Garis, basically, detach 2, activate one of these effects, draw 2, skip draw phase, draw 2 plus discard 1, skip your main phase, special summon 1 for graveyard and defense, skip battle phase, make more monster gains, attack becomes double. In other words, this is very situational, but again, one of the few best rank 4 cards you can play. Of course, you're playing the holes, you gotta play Reflesia, and just burn it for 2k before even time, and even then, it's just a great card anyway. As you can just activate Hole Thrust, and I'm going to keep calling it Hole Thrust, and not Plasma Hole, because Hole Thrust was the better name. And then obviously you got something just like SP Little Knight, just in case you get locked into anything like Link plays, for example. Basically, let's say your opponent Ibly locks you. Normal summon Ice effect, special summon from deck, and then link off into SP. You don't get the banish card on summon if it's link summon using an extra deck monster. But that doesn't matter, because realistically, it's just better to get around shit that's really annoying. So inside we got Freelance here because of Malice, because, yeah, fuck Malice. Dark Ruler no more for the matchup against ryzeal, because, let's be realistic, if they have to spend up to 2 cards to stop 1, because I had an argument with someone saying, oh, you can just imperm a card, and I'm like, But what if Dark Ruler's the only face-up card in my field and Imperm only targets my monsters? He did not answer me after that when I said that. So you play through Dark Ruler. 1 overlay catcher because that's pretty funny against, obviously, the mirror match. So basically, you target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls that has Xyz material. Target 1 face-up Xyz monster you control. Attach all materials from that card from the opponent's monster. And if you do, attach them cards to yours. So basically, you can give your detonator approximately about 8 material on average. You also got stuff like Metallorotrons. Basically, in the mirror match again, banish 1 of your monsters, banish 1 of their monsters. Banish your extra dual drive, banish their extra dual drive. Oh well. In my list, I play a second copy of Gravediggers because why not? Like, it's a pretty good trap hole. Obviously, Dimensional Barriers, it fucks over stuff like, I guess, Branded, that's probably become a problem at some point. It stops fucking Ryujin if that ever becomes popular. It stops Centurion. Again, it stops ryzeal. Obviously, doesn't stop Malice, but oh well. And then if you go in first, Phantom Knight's Shaper Guard. Because let's be realistic, it's a great rank 4 it's a great special summon for a rank 4 monster. So yeah, that is the list. If you guys do want to try and copy this at some point, be my guest. I want to see what you guys can do. If you want to playtest it, go ahead. If you find it bricky, you can leave it in the comments section. But for me, it's kind of been very good and kind of consistent. And I have backup from this from Lex if he does watch this video. So please, Lex, if you do, please. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications if you want to keep watching the 12 days of content. We got, what, 5 more days to go of this? So we've got 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So we've got 5 more days of this. So this will be fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing out.